Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to some more Zero Hour. Welcome back to another best of 11 challenge. Usually best of 13, but today a little bit shorter, best of 11. We still may get a full set though. We've got Google against Fargo. So I believe these guys have played 3 times recently. They played once that I can't find the replays for. So this is the rematch, if that makes sense. And then they did play a 3rd time as well, which may cast those as well. So let's see. So this is like kind of the middle set. I might be mistaken, but I'm pretty sure that Google won the first set. I mean, yeah, spoiler alert, I'm not going to go back and watch some replays anyway. I literally can't find them. So we're just going to watch this middle set. So Fargo's surely out for some revenge. And we are here on Canyon Frost, which is basically Canyon of the Dead, like winter edition, if you like. And we've got Fargo as the USA laser down in the bottom left. And we've got Google with, I don't know if he's just USA regular or if he's laser too, but up in the top right, and he is playing in the cyan color. So we've got a drop from both players. Drop here from Google, laser lock on the dozer, and the dozer there for Fargo does go down. The drop coming in now for Fargo on top of Google's base. And it may get some Chinooks here if Google does not move his Chinooks in time, but there are 2 Rangers there in time for Google. Google looks like he's done a 1 supply build order and he's got 3 Chinooks. So actually I kind of like that, because even though Fargo's done this 2 supplies, he's actually currently not collecting on one of them. Fargo does look like he's collecting on multiple different piles here, which I like. Fargo coming in with this drop once again. He's taking a little bit of damage on the Chinook, but nothing to write home about, if you like. Taking a little bit of damage, he might drop now, or maybe he's going to get Chinook or the power plant, maybe. This V just going to charge across the map rather than actually engaging. So Google's going to defend with this Ranger. Fargo's coming back to collect now, and he's dropping down a war factory, still making missile defenders. V comes in for Google. A little bit of an overstep there for Fargo and completely wastes his drop. I don't think it really got anything done, to be honest. Whereas Fargo wasn't collecting on this one for a while. I suppose Google wasn't collecting on this one. He did move over to this one. So I suppose economy-wise, the longer the game goes now, I think actually Fargo might be slightly ahead because he's got 4 Chinooks. But the problem is that Google's already under 2 of his Chinooks here. Google keeps moving. Laser lock on the V here. Very, very nice. He is going to move that V back, though. And actually, the V almost goes down. It is actually going to escape. And there's 4 missile defenders unloaded here, once again, under Fargo's supply. So Fargo's not able to collect there right now. Another V here coming in. But there are loads of missile defenders and a Ranger there. So I'm pretty sure that V isn't going to be able to get loads done. It might be able to go inside of this building. Maybe just harass here a little bit. But it's a bit of an awkward angle, especially when there's a Ranger right there. Ooh, he is going to get 1 Chinook. And almost 1 V has gone down. So it's basically less economy for Google and more aggression versus the bigger economy for Fargo, but therefore he's now kind of trapped in his base. But if he gets his economy rolling and gets a decent amount of Vs out, he can push across the map. That's where it gets dangerous for Google. But Google does have a fair amount out himself. Nice little pick off there for Fargo. Pretty much fully loaded V takes out the V of Google. Yeah, one thing I never really realized about this map is the amount that it's open here in the mid. It is super open there in the mid. The original one is actually a lot more closed off in the mid there. This one, yeah, a lot more open. Maybe it does give the USAs more maneuverability to like pick off the Chinas and stuff like that. Laser lock comes in on the Chinook here of Google, and it almost goes down. Survives in a very, very low amount of HP. I think, is that Google's last dozer gone down? Oh no, he's got a dozer here. He's in the base of Fargo now, roaming around trying to get in. And that missile defender and the V has all been cleared up there in the base. Fargo is still collected on 3 Chinooks. I think it's probably a little bit faster because he's got that 2nd supply, but I don't think there's much in it. I'm sure I tested it once and there's not very much in it at all. Missile defenders unloaded here for Google, taking out 2 Vs. Very, very nice laser lock there. Managing to laser lock 2 Vs when there's a bunch of missile defenders together. It's not easy to click that. So well played there from Google so far. Google now moving in with his 2 Vs. He's got the tow missile, so even if he unloads his missile defenders and laser locks this V, he still will be able to cause some harassment here and an annoyance for Fargo. And now there's another V coming in as well. So yeah, it looks to me like Google probably already has this one. Fargo's going to need to do a mass clear up in his base, and he's still even got more Vs in Google's base to worry about as well. This V here might get cleared up. Missile defenders unloaded in a very awkward spot. I think this V, if moved this way, it can just run things over. Laser lock comes in, and Fargo not controlling his units there. And... oh, ambulance coming in. Is Google going to laser lock this as well? Yeah, his laser lock on this game has been on point. His USA mirror is very, very good, Google. I think he knows it as well, so like he's got, because he's good at it and because he knows it, he's extra confident with it, so therefore just put in a good performance. So then yeah, you saw all them laser locks there really, really on point. So yeah, GG, and well played. To game number 1 goes to Google. Jumping into game number 2 then, it was USA Vanilla for Google, so now Fargo will get a chance to play with the USA. Down in the bottom left we have Google now with the laser. So actually, I only recently realized from a comment from Google that actually laser is more powerful than I thought against USA because of the $100 cheaper power plant. I mean, it's not massive, but I thought before it was perfectly balanced, really, apart from there's only like 2 real differences, which is the Avenger is $500 cheaper and the laser turret compared to obviously a normal Patriot missile there for Fargo for the USA Vanilla. But then also if you add on the $100 cheaper power reactor, if you add them 3 things together, it is slightly stronger, but it's not massively, because how many times are you going to make a laser turret, how many times are you going to make an Avenger, and how many times, well, you are going to make a power plant, so you're going to get the $100 guaranteed. But it's really the Avenger and the laser turret. Do they really make that much difference? I would say no. It's mainly the cheap Vs, which both get at $700. Missile defender's bot obviously costs $300. That's predominantly what you're only going to be making throughout the game. Google's changed his build order this time. He's gone for 2 supplies, War Factory Barracks. Fargo has gone for 2 supplies and gone for just the barracks and the drop. So his War Factory will be later again. It's pretty much the same build order that he did before, actually. So is this a little bit too passive from Google now? Because we've seen the passive laser lose once, which was Fargo. Like, Google's already not collecting, just like Fargo wasn't in the previous game. What V coming across the map, and another drop here coming in for Fargo. It's going to no doubt drop here. There is a range there, but not really sure if Google is even looking or paying attention. He's gone inside of the building here, but I think at least one Chinook is going to go down. Lack of a laser lock there from Fargo, actually. The Chinooks all do escape. Google's now coming in to help over here, and this missile defender inside of this V, or I don't know if there's 2 inside of there. Oh, there's 2. Now we can laser lock this. Google hasn't lost any Chinooks yet, I don't think, so it's actually looking okay now. If Fargo did a laser lock there and took out at least one Chinook, it would be kind of balanced, but now, what is... well, Fargo's not able to collect. V coming in does clear that out, actually, so we'll be able to collect again on this supply over here. V and a missile, well, the 2 missile defenders going to be used to clear up this missile defender here, and Google's still not collecting over here. Just using his rangers. Ooh, he is bringing his Chinooks over a little bit prematurely. Does lose a bit of HP. I don't think it's worth those few seconds. But either way, he's back on 4 Chinooks, which is good for him. And Google is still chilling here. That V is going to go down. There's no missile defenders inside of it anymore. But there is another V coming here. So whilst that one is a distraction, Google's actually brought another V. And I'm not sure how many missile defenders are inside of it, but that one's taking quite a bit of damage from the laser lock there. And there is another 2. So these Chinooks, once again, are not going to be able to collect. At least the next minute or so, probably. But Fargo is coming in with 2 pretty much fully loaded Vs and does chase that one away. Google decides to retreat. I think he's just going to probably try and laser lock these Vs. But I think those 2 missile defenders will go down. Fargo actually very smartly moving back the V that he thought had laser lock on it. Three Vs once again from Google, but there is a fire base being built. Missile defenders inside of the building and inside of these Vs. Very, very impressive laser locks once again. 2 Vs there of Fargo do go down. And yeah, has Fargo just lost this already? I think he probably has. There's missile defenders here. There's, what, 2 Vs here? 1 V did get laser locked and go down. Fargo's scrambling to the defense, but like he's not going to be collecting, or he's going to lose so many Chinooks here that with like the with the follow-up from Google. He's even getting search and destroy here. Yeah, Google's economy is just going to be so far ahead. He's lost 2 Chinooks now, Fargo. There's another one there with low HP. There's still missile defenders here, and Fargo throws in the towel. GG. Well played there from Google. Very, very well played. Changed his build order. I thought he was maybe a little bit too passive in that reverse there, but yeah, 2-0 lead. Very, very confident start there for Google. 2-0. Okay, so welcome to the next game. We are now on TD Classic, it looks like. And down in the south, we have the super weapon for Fargo in the blue. And then up in the north, we have another USA mirror. Okay, very, very, very wow. Did not expect another USA mirror. Can get a bit stagnant watching USA mirrors over and over again. But we've got USA laser for Google. So he's definitely got the stronger army now. Because not only has he got them little advantages that I told you about before. Although Fargo does get the super weapon EMP now, rather than the normal Patriot. But Fargo's Vs are more expensive. So his power plant's more expensive. And his Vs are $150 more expensive. Yeah, you add those things up throughout the game. And it does, yeah, it does make a big difference. So yeah, Fargo probably not going to be going for Vs very, very soon. Fargo is going for a drop. It's the same build order he did before, basically, isn't it? He's going for a drop and 2 supplies, basically the same thing. He's gone for a drop right underneath Google Chinooks, but his laser locks, man, are way slower. Like, there wasn't even a laser lock like in sight there. He's had multiple chances to laser lock the Chinook. Finally laser locks it, but gets 1 shot off that doesn't even reach. So yeah, you're seeing his laser locks are a lot slower than Google's. Google bringing in the dozer here, but I don't really know what the point of that is because there is a missile defender there. Chinook running around again for Fargo. Where is he going to drop, though? Okay, he does drop over here. The V does not want to engage that because the V will go down. Still missile defenders chilling here. The annoying thing here is actually you can go here, probably. Not only cancel that scaffold, probably kill the dozer. Oh, dozer does go down, but then he can also probably laser lock both sides as well. But is Fargo hunted? I think Fargo might be hunted, but he is on 2 supplies though, so his economy is going to be good. He can probably keep spamming out of that barracks the rest of the game. But yeah, being on no war factory, no dozer, you got to be careful because if a V gets tucked behind somewhere and you're only chasing it with men on the ground, then with the infantry, then yeah, the V is at risk of crushing you. And actually, he's going for the power here. Very, very nice choice. Where is that drop gone? The drop has gone in the base here of Google. 2 rangers are going to be prepared for that. It looks like actually the guy there got laser locked. But actually, that's just a little bug there, a little glitch. Power there does go down. V now being brought in by Google on this right-hand side. Fargo is now kind of on point with the laser lock. Or is he? Nah, that was still late. I don't know what's going on with Fargo and his laser lock. Really don't know. Laser lock comes in from Google. He's got tow missile as well. 1 Chinook goes down. Fargo's still roaming around with his Chinook, trying to get the damage done, but because there's just 2 rangers here. Okay, Google gets hunted. The barracks could get picked off here, actually. So yeah, I don't know what Fargo's doing with these missile defenders. Why doesn't he just sacrifice them and shoot the barracks? Might be a good choice. I suppose keeping him running around stops the war factory from producing Vs. Does Google want to make any more rangers, or is he just going to chill on these 2? Let's make a couple more. Fargo now going to come in with a big drop of his own with rangers in there as well. So Google, yeah, is going to need to defend against this drop. Either try and take down the Chinook or close it down as it's landing or before it lands. Or, is that cars? What the f... Oh, they're on TD, the normal version. Okay. Weird. TD Classic has cars? I didn't know that. Oh, well, you learn something new. Every day, they say. Yeah, so Google wanted to really stop this before it actually managed to drop. That's the best way to deal with it. But now you've got to deal with all this on the ground. It's looking not that great for Google, actually. Because even though Fargo's on no power, he's got the economy. Google bringing in his Chinooks. Okay, maybe he wanted to bait the laser lock on the Chinooks, but Fargo doesn't seem interested in laser locking any Chinooks so far. I don't think... Have we even seen any laser lock in these 3 USA mirrors so far? Fargo just quits. GG, well played to Google. Maybe he is just too strong in USA mirrors for Fargo. Yeah, GG, well played. So yeah, what can we learn? Fargo keeps doing the same build order over and over again. He keeps doing 2 supplies, 1 barracks, goes for a drop, and then he's doing a later war factory. But Google, 2 of his wins came from 1 supply, and 1 of his wins came from just a completely normal build order, 2 supplies, war factory, barracks. So what can we learn from that? I think Fargo's build order does actually work because it's actually a size build order. That's actually what size does. But Fargo did have the weaker army there. There's that to take into account as well. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe because Google's too good in USA mirrors to Fargo. So yeah, GG, well played. 3-0 up and a best of 11. You'll happily take that because he's already halfway to his victory. Okay, so we got easy Fargo in the north with the USA vanilla in the blue. Was Google not laser, or am I mixing these things up now? Maybe it was USA vanilla, I can't remember now. And then we got Google down in the south. It looks like he's USA vanilla, but actually the logo disappears when you sell it. He's actually the super weapon general, as you can see. So Google going for a quick barracks. It's no doubt going to be going for a drop, like I said, with the expensive Vs. Typically, probably going to be making it... making the Vs later on because you have got the weaker army. You don't want to make an expensive Vs because even if you build a war factory, it costs you 2,000. You're probably going to squeeze what out? 1 V. Okay, that said, Google decides to drop down a barracks. A war factory anyway. And okay, so this is a Google build order from many years ago that I actually stole for a while. So he'll go for this oil. He'll drop 3 MDs here and a ranger here to get this oil. Maybe Fargo knows it, though, because he's sending missile defenders here, but... Okay, so normally what he does, he drops it there, and then stops any Vs coming up to deny this ranger. Actually, he's just going to go straight into the base of Fargo here. Fargo looks like he might be going for the oil capture himself, actually, because he's sending a ranger there. Google's going to need to capture that ASAP. I don't know if he's got even the capture upgrade or not. Yeah, this is different of Google, that is for sure. Dropping him on the other side. Usually he keeps him there to protect against the V, but at least he's keeping Fargo busy. And the dozer is coming in here to get the crush, I think. Ooh, does decide to reverse. If you ever want to know how to reverse the dozer, by the way, you just click immediately behind it. Just keep clicking immediately behind it, and it'll reverse the whole way. Sacrifices the dozer, but saves the Vs. You will happily take that because you've got 1 more dozer, but these Vs are going to be probably what's going to be winning you the game. It looks to me like Fargo is taking a good lead here because he's defended that drop really well, and he's getting this oil, and he's going to get this oil over here, and he's probably denying Google of both of them. So I'm pretty sure Google went for the capture upgrade as well. So yeah, it's cost him 1,000, and obviously 225 per ranger, but then sent him to the oils and been denied. So actually, this is looking pretty good here for Fargo, especially his ranger surviving there, so he can capture it. V there has gone down. Probably the first of Fargo's laser locks we've actually seen work. Or actually be on time and actually kill something. V now coming in for Google. Fargo once again not paying attention. Going to lose his missile defenders. Maybe I spoke too soon with that. But Fargo is still ahead. There is a dozer chilling back here. I think he wanted to build an EMP, but it's too late now. You can actually build that EMP, I think, without upgrading the power there. But if you build a second supply, then you need the power upgrade. Google has been defeated. So yeah, he had a V in his base. Fargo won both of the oils, and he defended against the drop. So yeah, Fargo gets himself on the board. But he did have a stronger army, so it's expected that USA will win there against Super Weapon. But yeah, definitely not impossible for Super Weapon if you do some decent drops in the beginning, but just Fargo handled it really well. Sacrificed the dozer, saved both fees, got both oils, denied Google both oils, so very, very nice. You've seen the economy is actually almost double. So yeah, GG. Well played to Fargo. Gets himself on the scoreboard. Okay, welcome to Vendetta. We're on one of the most popular 1v1 maps at the moment. I don't want to say the most popular. I think Snowy Drought still is, but Vendetta pretty much makes it into every tournament. We've got Easy Fargo in the north for the USA Air Force, and then down in the south we have Google, or Googly, with the Cyan GLA Tox. So, both players here have got strong armies. Both do have strong armies. But I think you have to say that Air Force is stronger. You've got the point defense lasers. He's going Comanches as well. But the point defense lasers are the Chinooks. The Chinooks are also cheaper at 950. You've got so many possibilities. You've got early carpet bomb. Whoa. Google's actually going for 2 arms dealers. Okay, so I think this from Google will get wrecked. So if we look at Fargo's vision, Fargo, I don't think has any idea this is here. However, the first couple of units from there is probably going to be technicals from Google, and they're going to go straight across the map. Now, if Fargo makes a Raptor, it could cause problems if he makes it first. He'll have to split fire the first 2 technicals. Otherwise, if he just makes Comanche straight away, which I think he probably will, then, yeah, the first couple of technicals will just not achieve anything. So Google's done him in this position, as to not be expected. I'm pretty sure Fargo doesn't know it's there. Comanche is already in play, but it's the 2 empty technicals. These are not going to achieve anything. The Comanches will just chase them until they're able to kill them. Over this right side, we've got a dozer, we've got a worker, and Google's probably thinking, this is probably the worst time ever for me to go 2 arms dealers like this, because the risk around this is you're leaving your supplies wide open. These workers, so easy to get picked off by the Comanches, especially when they're stealth. So these workers will just go down so quick. Now, by the time Google gets over there to try and defend it, these Comanches will already work over to this next supply. So pretty much every worker gone down. Ooh, okay, 1 worker left, but I mean, Google's only on 325. 2 technicals and a quad, but this is already GG in my opinion. It's just a complete build order loss. If Fargo had done War Factory Barracks, ooh, 1 Comanche does go down. If Fargo had done War Factory Barracks, this is what Google was trying to counter, I think. I mean, maybe Google still has a chance. The firebase's been dropped down, but it's just once these Comanches get out, like, en masse, these quads have always got to be together to protect each other. If you send them out in just 2s, eventually, like, the firebase and the Comanches will just clear it up. Or the Comanches can just go around here where there's no quads. There's only 2 quads here. They can clear that up too. So you just need a massive amount of quads. Comanches do decide to engage the main group of quads. Only 3, but he's trying to pick off the numbers, basically. Picks off 1. The thing with the quad cannons as well, they do less damage when they're moving. So if Fargo attacks when they're moving, then the quads will do less damage. So Google really wants to keep him still. But the Comanche's now just coming into the base. He's going to be able to pick off the workers again for free. So yeah, Google's economy not looking good. And to spam out of 2 arms dealers with $750 quads is not easy anyway. You eventually can't keep up with just the 2 supplies, as far as I've tested anyway. So, I mean, maybe I'm going to have to eat my words because Google is doing good damage. Fargo's now no longer collecting on this right side, but Google's going to lose his entire base. So, if it does come down to a base trade, I think Fargo will just be able to migrate somewhere, and the Comanches will just be able to clear up everything of the GLA. So, it is turning into a bit of a base trade. Fire base there going to get engaged. Google's going to need to drop down some scaffolds or something. Maybe sell some buildings, stop the veterans getting up. Maybe sell these arms dealers is a good idea now. Fargo is losing his entire base, but he has a power plant over here, so even still, even though it looks a little bit closer, I still heavily favor Fargo because these Comanches have got so much speed and mobility. They can go pretty much anywhere instantly, whereas Google is going to be running around looking for a scaffold that he cannot see. He is building a supply at the top right, but again, the Comanches can just fly around the quads. Worker here might get picked off. Is Fargo going to kill that? No. There's a barracks over here as well with a terrorist. Some Chinooks chilling. There is a supply being rebuilt over here. Google has an inkling that's where the buildings are, so he's sending his stuff over there. So it is only 2 buildings to Fargo, I suppose. So maybe there's a good chance here for Google. Didn't know he would know the dozer is over there. Maybe he saw it fly away in the Chinook or something. Has Fargo even got enough? Oh no, he has now. He's got enough for a scaffold now. Oh no, he's got enough anyway. Yeah, he's got enough anyway, so he's just going to place scaffolds around. Whereas Google is only on a stinger and a supply. I'm pretty sure them Comanches can kill this before these quads can kill this, this, and this. So yeah, Google has lost, I'm afraid. Nice try though. I did think you'd get obliterated a lot quicker, but actually It looks like he made it close, but ultimately he's still lost. Fargo's buildings here are getting cleared up. It's a nice little force here, to be honest. Head-to-head against the Comanches, the quads will win because they've got some decent veterancy here now. But Fargo just literally needs to click on that barracks and he's won the game. Because Google doesn't even have enough for another building now. So, yeah, Fargo just needs to literally click there. Fargo already has 2 scaffolds. Has he been hunted, though? Is Fargo going to see this? He knows it's here. So basically coming down to... Google's still lost, but it's insanely close. What an insanely close game. Oh, it's got to be painful for Google because he's there. He's basically already killing that scaffold there, and there's only one more there. So it literally came down to probably, what, the last 7 seconds or the last 10 seconds at the very most. But yeah, GG. Well played to Fargo. Nice little try of a build order there from Google, but yeah, I think the Comanches do counter it. But like I say, it did go a lot closer than I thought. So yeah, well played. GG. Okay, so after a really positive start there from Google, I think he was, what? Wasn't he 3-0 up? Yeah, he was 3-0 up. It's now 3-2. So maybe Fargo's getting a bit of momentum now. So Google's going to want to shut this down as fast as possible to try and maintain his decent lead. He's now up in the north of Vendetta with the USA Air Force in the cyan color. And down in the south, we have Easy Fargo with the blue GLA Tox. So Fargo straight away, looks like he's doing a more normal build order. He's not sending his workers to the middle doing anything weird. The tunnel there is going to find the drones. A little bit of a bad placement there by Google. Maybe he thought the tunnel was going to be over here, but it's nice to have that drone so that you can see what's coming, but that drone's going to get killed straight away, and he's probably not going to be on a CC for a while either, so he is going to lose vision of the main base. It's a little tiny win, if you want to call it that, for Fargo in the beginning here. He's getting a tunnel in the middle and a tunnel on the right, and looks like he wants to eventually establish a tunnel on the left. Google, meanwhile, has gone for War Factory Airfield, which is a little bit unorthodox, but it is possible, because you're basically going to be using the Raptors to shoot the first technical that comes out. That then forces him to make quads. Then you make V's and missile defenders. And yeah, everything that the air has should be able to counter it. Tech RPG coming though. That is going to probably hunt this one dozer. The first Rap is a little bit late out to deal with this first technical actually. It is coming now. And is Fargo going to pop open this technical before the Raptor comes in? Ooh. Okay, Google needs to fly over that now. Yeah, fly over that with a point defense laser, and he can now use the V to clear it up. Very, very nice. Nicely played. So yeah, Fargo's now switched into quad cannons. Not impossible to win with quad cannons. Like a lot of players, including like Size, will make quads against Air Force. But now the problem is if Google just switches into Rock Vs, which is probably going to do, then obviously the Rock Vs count at the quads. V there is going to go down, but it did kill, I think... Oh, not all of the workers, actually. The workers actually survived. It's a bit of a waste there. These for US Air Force are 800. Sacrificing one Rap to hull mode a tunnel. Is that worth it? He's here for Google. We'll find the RPGs and the worker. Very, very nice for him. Is Google going to sacrifice one more Rap here to finish the tunnel? No, he's taking out this tunnel over here, actually. So he's just trying to deny the map control. Ooh, almost loses a Rap. Yeah, he's doing very well, to be honest, to clear out the map control here. Fargo has got 3 supplies now, so in a decent position economically. Still got these quads chilling in the middle. Some people would have selected them and sent them back to the base, back inside of another tunnel, but Fargo's just kept them there to stop the Raps, just having free reign to go exactly where they want. Tow missile now in play for Google. So actually you're seeing this unorthodox build order actually working pretty well, because the Raps are so good at clearing the tunnels, are so good at forcing the enemy to make quads, and then you just switch into Vs and then it should be in a good position. But Fargo is 50% economically ahead because he's got 1 extra supply. I think the USA does select slightly faster though. in terms of just one supply versus one supply. Wraps come in, weaken or kill the quads. Very, very nice. Wow, wow, wow. What an amazing terror tech. Kills 3 wraps and the airfield. Amazing TNT there. Maybe, is that a mistake from Google? Should just recognize that's coming through the middle and shut it down before it gets there. If he did, that would put him in a really good position. But now that's hit. Just shows you how quick things can change in a game of Zero. Now that's hit. I actually don't give... yeah, I don't think Fargo's that much of a disadvantage now. Then now that's hit, that's really decent because I'm pretty sure these Vs are empty. Yeah, I really think they are empty because he's only just building a barracks now. He's got search and destroy. Just does make them slightly stronger, but more stronger with or more strong rather. Correct English. More strong with a It's not even the correct English, is it? Just stronger. They will be stronger with missile defenders in, of course. The British guy says about the English language. Okay, so we've got 6 quads over here. I mean, yeah, it's not easy as the Tox here, I don't think. Like, when you've got these quads, you just know at any minute a load of rock Vs can turn up and all these quads can die. Like, with the correct micro, no Vs really should go down. It's basically the fear that you have. Fargo does have a nice map control. He's got a few bunkers over here, forward tunnels. Got some tunnels in the mid. He's getting a tunnel over here. V's now moving out, and yeah, ever since that TNT, Fargo's just like taking over the map. He's now moving in with a load of quads. Google's engaging over here. We'll take out a load of quads. This is what I mean about the quads. But there's a load of quads moving in on this left-hand side, and a TNT on the search and destroy. So all of a sudden, this is looking real bad. Google's got this on guard air, so it's actually not even shot the technical. Chinook's here going down. Google desperately trying to rush back to his base, but he has taken so much damage already. He's not been paying attention here. Even that raptor there is now going to go down. He's only basically collected on 1 supply, lost his search and destroy, and yeah, Fargo's in now a really good position. It's not the first time I've seen Fargo win with quads against Air Force. He is very good at doing it. Yeah, it's ever since that TNT for me, that's when Fargo just allowed the map control, because them raps are designed to stop the map control coming in. And it's always awkward when these quads are getting tucked behind buildings like this. They're then able to get closer to the Vs. V's not able to use a maximum range. And now, yeah, what you're seeing 1v, 2 Vs. 2 Vs so far have gone down. Technical coming in from this right-hand side. Going to be another TNT. That's Google's main supply. Is actually dropping down another supply already, preemptively. That technical has survived. I don't think Fargo knows it, though. More quads being produced back here. He's actually got a black market going up. So, yeah, this is looking actually very decent here for Fargo now. It's still this little death blob of Vs, which is a little bit worrying. But now with the search and destroy, it kind of takes the sting out of them a little bit. Again, Google preemptively doing stuff like here, just shooting the oils, but then he realizes maybe I just need to actually get in the base and cause some damage, because the longer I mess around with them oils that actually don't even belong to Fargo just yet, maybe that's allowing more time for Fargo to get buggies out and stuff. Now, Colonel Burton, something that Google likes to use. You'll build it like almost immediately every time, the Colonel Burton, but there's more quads back here, and now Google's in a lot of trouble. A10 comes in, very, very nice hit there on the quad cannons, takes out all 3. There's a buggy chilling back here as well. John and Kel used to snipe one of the Vs. Search and destroy redeployed. I would have liked to see the gamma upgrade there for Fargo. Because that'll make the tunnels a lot stronger. And all of a sudden, it's now looking pretty good for Google again. I mean, maybe I'm keep getting this wrong over and over again. For me, yeah, it went from Google looking really strong in the beginning, then to Fargo dominating, and now it looks like Fargo is way behind. He's desperately trying to rebuild the base over here. He does have a lot of money, though. That's the thing going for Fargo. But it's extra supply. Will that war factory get cancelled? Ooh, I think he didn't cancel it, right? I think he lost the money there, but he's still got almost 10k, though. He does have workers' shoes. That's why his money's so good. He's getting 10% more money from every supply. It's still possible for Fargo, because Google back at home does not have very much. It's just that, I say just, it's just Google's whole army, this death blob of Vs, that needs to be dealt with. Fargo just quits. GG, well played to Google. 4-2 is the score. Yeah, I'm really... I don't know, man. Why did Fargo lose? I think he's just defense back at home. He had loads of money. He had like 6k, but Google just pushed across the map, which is basically the only way he could win. But why didn't Fargo spend more of his money, have more defensive tunnels? Why didn't he have more buggies out? Because he already had the black market going up, so he could have had at least like 2 or 3 buggies at the very minimum. And he should have also had the gamma upgrade for the tunnels. Would have made him a lot stronger against the Vs. Yeah, 4-2 is the score for Google. Okay, jumping into the next game. We are now on our Forgotten Air battle. And we have a China tank down in the bottom left versus China Vanilla up in the top right. Fargo with the China Vanilla in the blue and Google with the China tank in the cyan. I think Google would have chosen this map because it is, I know from experience of playing him a few times that he does like to choose this map, Forgotten Air Battle. And if you watch that recent set against Xcal, he did a very good performance. Actually, it still went 1-1 on that map against Xcal, but he did a very good performance with the air against the Xcal's Tox, for example. You may remember that game. So we've got a war factory going up for Google. Sorry, for Fargo. 2 war factories for Google. I think tank overall is the stronger army here because of its strength in the early to kind of mid game. But late game, you have to favor China Vanilla because when them nuke cannons come out, or even Inferno cannons, then yeah, China Vanilla has become insanely strong against a faction that doesn't have any long range units at all, which is Google's tank. So first flamer out from Google, and probably going to be another flamer maybe. Okay, that one's going to be an outpost. Now the thing is here that Fargo has gone for the oils. So if that flamer went straight to there and flamed it down, and if that was a flamer, or even if it's an outpost actually, goes straight here and denies that one as well. Would like double flamer actually. If you go and deny the oils straight away, then straight away Fargo is behind because he's invested all that money into going for the oils and then failed to do so. But if he gets both of the oils, then Fargo's position is really decent. This is a outpost here from Google. It's going to try and intercept this outpost here of Fargo. Yeah, Google will now realize about the oil situation and probably panic a little bit, or at least think I need to be killing them oils ASAP. So yeah, the next few units definitely should be flamers straight to these, straight to the oils, kill them straight away. Flamer there for Google is going to get pushed away. Because as the tank, even though I said it's stronger, you're kind of on a time limit. You don't want it to go to late game. So in the early game, that's when you need to be getting the sneaky flamers in. So another unit there of Google's does go down. There is some units just chilling over here for Fargo. Fargo's greedy. He wants the refinery as well. So yeah, Google's just desperately trying to get done any damage that he can at this point, I think, because so far Fargo has shut down everything. I mean, Google is somehow 194 XP. Ooh, what's he killed there? He's killed a dozer. He's killing the oils now. Okay, now with this flamer, that suddenly changes things. Now Fargo losing the supply, he's also lost the oils as well, so maybe Google's still in with a decent chance here. ECM does shut that down, but there's some tank hunters here that will shut down the ECM. Google should be just clicking on this now. He should be selecting these buildings and just clicking to fire on the refinery. I don't even know if he's realized. It's not, if you're not looking and paying attention to the flags and stuff, it's not easy to realize, especially with like the time of day on this map and like the shadows and stuff. Like you can see the shadows. It does look a little bit different to the normal game. Yeah, mainly because the shadows on the white background. It's a pretty cool and funky map, to be fair. Here is the nuke cannon going to deploy inside of the war factory, but not able to fire, and Google's not really able to kill it because it's inside the war factory. Oh, it does eventually go down, but he's lost 2 GATs and 2 outposts for that, so that's an expensive loss. Nuke cannon also quite expensive. I think it's 1,600, is it? Or is it 1,400 for China Vanilla? I think it's 1,600, isn't it? 1,400 for the nuke, I think. Battlemaster there does clear that. Fargo's got a nice mix of units here to counter most things that come in, but Google is sending quite a big army in. Oh, he's ran straight into a flame wall. Oh, that's painful for Google. Nuke cannon is ready to fire. It does hit and pops open the outpost. So yeah, Fargo should now be able to clear those tank hunters up pretty easy, but he's not sending anything just yet. He's now going to lose some trucks, it looks like. Some tank hunters there for Google have gone down. This supply has been rebuilt. Google could get a TNT, yeah, on the truck. That's very, very nice because that keeps Fargo's economy even more behind. Google has not really been harassed at all or very much back at home. I think he had an outpost in his base before or whatever that was where the black marks are. But apart from that, Google's finally realized about this 10% reduction building that Fargo is getting all the benefits for. Yeah, because 10% on a $1,600 unit, which is the nuke cannon, this is a decent amount, especially going to be making a few of them as well. And every penny counts, especially when you're losing trucks like this. So yeah, Google in the base once again. XP is now kind of even, actually. Google probably going to take a slight lead when he kills a few of these trucks. But you'd imagine this army here is eventually going to get cleared up because there's a nuke cannon being brought in and they're kind of trapped in the corner. Fargo probably wants to force fire the ground just there. This building almost going down. It's already on fire. There is a flamer here. Flamer here for Google as well. Yeah, that army is cleared up, but Fargo was harassed. Has been slowed down. So if we have a look there, 25k. Here's on at 23k. And there's crates, there's like 3 of them, whereas here's like 4 or 5. So, yeah, Fargo did have the oils for a bit though. So, I would imagine maybe the economy is kind of even. Ooh. Lotus there for Google gets the war factory. Very, very nice. That flamer, yeah, we'll kill the Lotus. Lotus should have ran away, really. Flamer there does go down. So it's basically just, yeah, the bits of aggression coming in from Google. And whilst he's achieving... he is achieving a lot. He's been getting in and causing damage. But the problem is, when Fargo gets enough nuke cannons out, he can just guard mode all around his base. And it becomes difficult for Google to get anything done. And Fargo's now taking a slight lead in XP. Because, yeah, he'll have carpet and artillery, whereas Google will probably just have the artillery. Maybe artillery and mines. So yeah, I definitely prefer a level 3 China because of that carpet bomb. It only requires 1 general's promotion. You literally just click it and it causes absolute devastation. New cannon coming in here kills the flamer. So yeah, I don't know, as Google ran out of steam here. Outpost area's gone down. We've got a Lotus coming in once again, but there is no outpost in the base, so that probably will get in and maybe capture the CC. Ooh, that's a really strong hit. Just based on that one hit, I've probably decided in my head Fargo's probably won this game now. Yeah, because that was a lot of stuff just went down. You've seen the XP difference now, just from one hit from these new cannons. Lotus once again is going to try and capture a building. This time it's a CC. Is Fargo going to be able to stop that? Ooh, it belongs to Google. There must have been literally a 0.01 second difference there. A 1 millisecond. Google sells it and he's going to get the extra 1k. Does he get a bit of XP as well for killing that? For capturing it? I don't know if he does, you know. I think he does. I know you get a bit of XP from killing the oils. From capturing the oils, it's not much, but you do get XP slowly. So yeah, Fargo's just chilling with these 3 nuke cannons. 1 for the mid, 1 for this side, and 1 for this side. So... Ooh, and there's a Lotus counter-attack in here. So yeah, Fargo's doing well, really, to withstand the pressure that Google's been applying. That is for sure. He's had multiple buildings captured. He's lost his supply. He's been harassed. But he's withstood the storm, got his new cannons out, and now got his own Lotus in Google's base. Ooh, Lotus versus Lotus. Google knows it. He was notified by the capture sound. Artillery comes in from Fargo. And the carpet and the CC has been captured. Oh, that's going to be a real painful hit. I think that might be just enough for Fargo to win now. The new cannon there has been picked off by... Was it MiGs? Artillery comes in. And the carpet comes in. I don't know if the supply will die, though. No, the supply doesn't die. Google kills more trucks. Fails to kill the supply, though. Now moving in with his outpost and his GATs. TNTs have been placed down here. There is a new cannon once again. And... oh, that's a real strong hit there from Fargo. Clears everything up enough. Google's left to rebuild in his base, actually. Google is left to rebuild. Flamer gets shut down there, and Google now moving into this bottom right position. There's a Lotus once again, but that's going to get cleared up. There's an outpost in the GAT right there. Disabling the nuke cannon. Maybe that's a good idea. Artillery now coming through from Google. But yeah, Google's run out of money there. He's built expensive MiGs that aren't really doing a hell of a lot. Artillery comes in, finishes the supply there of Fargo, but Fargo's just kind of chilling. He's happy for this. He's happy for this game to go late. He's also ahead in XP as well, so he's going to have more support powers very soon. I think it's 2,500, isn't it, for level 4? Trucks there go down. Supply is being rebuilt at the top there by Fargo. He does a decent amount of money, 5k. Yeah, I think it's a wise decision for Google to retreat there because his army is very, very thin. A GAT and an outpost and a couple of ECMs is not very much at all. Fargo got a decent vision and protection in the middle because he got hold of this garrison. So yeah, the thing about this map is, yeah, that those supplies over there do run out pretty quick. Then you're left on just this one supply. So yeah, as a tank, you don't want to be running out of supplies because making a hack is a definite no-go. Carpet once again now from Fargo flying across the map. We'll watch that in a second, but Google's army here is going to be chased away. There is a Gat chilling here. Now moving in, might kill some trucks. Carpet bomb comes in. Will it kill the supply this time? I don't know if it just depends on where the bombs actually fall, but yeah, it seems to survive quite a lot on this map. The trucks go down, but there's still one truck remaining. Wow, that flamer is causing absolute devastation. How is it achieving so much against so much with so little? Like, one flamer, it's basically almost annihilated half of that army. Look how low a load of these units are. And I think it did kill one. Didn't quite see what it was. Ooh, that would have been a real nice flamer. But sadly for Google, there is a nuke cannon already there. Meg here is going to go down. I don't know if he's just making that MiG just for the Lotus. Is it worth making that airfield? I'm not sure. Here comes the mine drop of Fargo. We know it's not an EMP because it's not level 5 just yet. It's going to be mine drop in front of the war factory. Or the trucks. Will it even deploy? Oh yeah, it does actually. Ouch. Let's bring in his dozer to try and clear it. Another little attack here, but I just think it's just not enough. It's literally just not enough. Even just against one nuke cannon, that's going to have a hard time. Never mind all the extra shit with it. And the bunker, there's even a helix being produced. Yeah, Fargo's got this one. He's way too ahead. Fargo's even got a Lotus in Google's base. Google literally has this. He's got $325. All right, he's got 2 MiGs. Does he have napalm? No. Doesn't have napalm. Might pick off a nuke cannon here for free. Yeah, that's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Artillery now for Fargo once again, and he's capturing the CC. That's going to be on the MiGs, I think, the artillery. CC does get captured. Google's moving his dozer, but you cannot crush a super unit with a dozer. Artillery comes in on the prop, but then if that was worth it or not, would it have been good to kill the MiGs? Well, he doesn't know they're going to be on the ground. Google could just move him. But yeah, this dozer. You see him just lock down a flamer there, but there's so much coming in the base now of Google. That Lotus living on the edge a little bit. Luckily, thought she'd survive because the Gat went back, but actually the MiGs just finish her off anyway. Power gets sold though, and Google might get hunted here. Yeah, he's got a chance of getting hunted, especially with the CC building slowly. Fargo, I think, has now realized this is potentially the last dozer. Oh, the dozer's over here actually. What is Fargo doing here? Why is he not stopping the CC? He's going to kill it anyway. Or is he, though? Because there is 2 ECMs here. Nuke cannon is going to fire, though. Ooh. Doesn't actually hit anything. Nice movement there from Google. And Google frozen towel, GG. So, yeah, that was actually very nice from Fargo. I think tank is stronger there. But, yeah, maybe just the oil cap from Fargo, which is something I've seen him do a lot as well. Like I always say in all these replay casts is if you watch plays over and over again, they tend to do similar things. And I've seen Fargo in China mirrors or any kind of China versus China will sometimes go for the oil cap. And if he gets them, then it does lead him into a obviously a really strong advantage. So yeah, Google's first 2 units to counter it probably should have been flamers and gone straight to the oils, shut them down before Fargo can even make a profit and then capitalize from there. But otherwise, yeah, can't take anything away from Fargo. Did really well, and he's made it a little bit close now, 4-3. Okay, jumping into the reverse, and yeah, like I said before, Google started with a really strong lead of like 3-0, and suddenly it's become 4-3, and Fargo now with what I consider to be the stronger army, definitely a chance to equalize here. So Fargo down in the bottom left with the China tank in the blue. And then up in the top right, we have Google. Whoa, this is interesting. Both dozers going to the middle. Oh, is Google doing his 3 dozer thing again? Google with the China vanilla in the top right. This is going to be interesting, man. These 2 dozers here are going to meet if we look from Google's vision, he is no way going to expect to see a dozer here. This is quite rare to see 2 dozers. Oh man, that's GG for Google. That's gotta be GG. The first to get their War Factory and the Flamer out just has such a big lead. What's Google gonna do? He has to make a decision now. He's gonna make a War Factory here and a War Factory here, so that one is just now a scouting one. So I suppose this is this is very interesting. 2 supplies, 2 War Factories to Google, but he's lost 1,000 because he's sent his dozer across the map, which Fargo will be a little bit worried about. He'll be worried there'll be a War Factory somewhere, so he'll be making a Battle Master no doubt from here. But Google's revealed this dozer though. Maybe a better idea would have been to send it over here to scare Fargo a little bit, that there could be flamers at any point. Because now Fargo knows exactly where that is. Fargo's already going to have a flamer inside of Google's base. Going to be no doubt a Battle Master, I think, from Google here. Was actually an outpost. Interesting if Google was force firing the ground. He's going to lose a War Factory. He has to be sold. So yeah, this has gone from bad to worse for Google. I think this is going to be a quick game. Last game was quite a long game. This is a very decent epic game, but this one... This is why tank is strong. Like, if you get a flamer in the base, it's so hard to stop it so quick. So that's exactly why Fargo went for this fast War Factory in the middle. Well played there from Fargo. Was that the quickest win so far? Even compared to the USA Mirrors, that was still quick. So yeah, 2 minutes 30 or less. Very, very well played indeed. So 4-4 goes the score. Okay, jumping into Jungle Wolf. Yeah, from 3-0 up to 4-4. How has Fargo done this, and how has Google let this happen? We've got Google down in the bottom right with the USA Vanilla with the cyan color. And up in the top left with GLA Vanilla with the blue for Fargo. So actually, yeah, USA GLA on this map, I think, is actually pretty balanced. I don't know if they were playing random. Yeah, it looks like they were playing random, but actually, overall, they've been kind of balanced, maybe apart from the USA versus Super. I think it has been fairly balanced. As I've said in the previous set, Google very confident with his USA. He's happy to just kind of play passive in the beginning, defend against whatever attacks will be coming, and then just kind of push out mid-game. That's kind of what USA is meant to do, but Google's very good with the micro, the decision-making, and the Vs, when to build a firebase and stuff like that. So, and as we saw when he played air as well, very good at denying the early tunnels. So let's see if he's going to be able to win against Fargo here on Jungle Wolf. Fargo's GLA, he's pretty aggressive as the GLA and is able to sometimes break through and overwhelm like we saw previously. Did he? Yeah, Google won the air game in the end, didn't he? Air against Hox. You saw how good Fargo's GLA was, so I'm no doubt expecting more fireworks here. Dozer is going to find this worker building a tunnel, going to get the crush. Google's going to go and deny this other one here. So Fargo's only control here is really in the middle. There is, I think, a tech RPG. Drops off one inside of this building. Tech Terror is going to be next. Or terrorists. Ooh, if Fargo gets inside of there, that is a big oversight there from Google, because that's such an annoyance. Google's going to have to, yeah, just brute force kill it or combat drop it. Looks like brute force kill it is the choice. Firebase now been established at this bottom left-hand spot. You don't want to let USA get 3 supplies on this map. Do not want to let that happen. Well, generally ever, but USA gets some 3 supplies here. Ooh, it's going to be a hard ask to win. I think Google does need to get inside of this building because of this. Fargo gets inside of it. He's got a more forward position. Google can't really push in that area. Can't get out of this exit. Technical coming through now for Fargo. I'm pretty sure this is the TNT, but is that going to achieve anything? Ooh, I don't even know how that achieved something. I think the dozer was even repairing it, and the supply still went down. And I'm pretty sure at least one terrorist went low or went down, but a firebase established here. Supply did go down. A decent amount of Vs now, and how much does Fargo have to deal with this? Fargo wants to think about getting in here. V has gone down there. I don't know if that was the terrorist or not. But yeah, why are their players not taking these buildings? Fargo's going to be on just one supply as GLA against USA. He did not want that. He's going to establish another one at the top right. Just a YOLO one to see if it'll actually get up and actually survive, because there's no defensive tunnels there at all. Barracks here going down. I think this is going to be another quick one, you know. I think Fargo is going to suffer his next defeat. Google only needs 2 more, so this will take him just 1 away from the victory. Terrorists, RPGs inside of there. It's a bit of a desperate move there for Fargo. I think this is all desperate. If you lose this area now, it's GG. Yeah, it's looking like GG. This terrorist inside of here might be able to get some work done. Nope. Google keeps moving. Fargo losing everything. GG from Fargo. Well played there from Google. Google didn't really look under any threat throughout the whole of that game, really. I say the whole. It only lasted 4 minutes and 20. But yeah, Fargo tried his aggression, but he wasn't able to establish any kind of flank at all. Google denied the tunnels and just went round straight to the base, and that was kind of it. Very, very simple, straightforward game. Units destroyed 24 compared to 4. So yeah, GG. Well played to Google. Now 1 away from his victory. Okay, back on Jungle Wolf. Google could close it out here. He just needs to win with the GLA against this USA, which I think is kind of balanced. Maybe on this map, you would say USA has got the advantage because it is kind of easy to defend if you get inside of these bunkers, which we didn't really see players do before. Get inside of them bunkers, drop down a firebase, war factory barracks, push out with the Vs like we saw Google do. Then, yeah, I'm expecting a USA might be able to win again. I suppose if you keep your CC and play passive, then that could be one way of throwing the game, but he's just used the drone late, I think. Where's the drone? There's the drone. The placement of the drone is important because is there going to be a Tox tunnel placed there to detect the drone or anywhere there? Probably not. A Tox tunnel is probably going to be placed somewhere you would expect around here, maybe there. So yeah, Tox tunnel is going to be placed somewhere here. You want to do the drones so you've still got visibility. So nice placement there from Fargo. Those are in the middle, going to be dropped off to try and deny this worker. Fargo cannot afford any more losses. War factory barracks with a little box going on for Fargo here. I don't know if that lets a technical through or not at the back there. Terrorist here is going to be running after the dozer. And Fargo realizes it, moves out of the way. You know what? He can even take the shot here of the terrorist. I'm pretty sure the tunnel will die. Yeah, but he cancels the tunnel because he knows it. No! That could have been cancelled, probably. I don't know if you saw what happened there, actually. I think Fargo shot that first, so the worker couldn't go inside of it, but somehow the worker was still able to go inside of it. Yeah, a little trick, because the worker will automatically try and repair. You won't be able to go inside of the building. If the building is slightly damaged, that is. Okay, a little bit of a slow game right now. Google has got a better position than Fargo did in the first game of this Jungle Wolf map. It's going to get inside of here as well. But the problem is, when there's so many ways the Vs can get to your base, like straight down the middle, for example, or straight down this side, or straight down this side, that's when it's a problem for the GLA. TNT comes through. It's the supply, but Fargo is dropping down a defensive firebase, indicating that with this amount of Vs here, he will probably now just push straight across the map. He could just go straight through the middle of the map. I'm not sure how much Google has. The thing is, when as the GLA, if you're preparing loads of technicals to do a TNT, then you might not have enough to counter it. But it does look actually he's got a decent amount. There's a lot of Vs here, though, and they're pretty full as well. One V is going to get picked off. Technicals are going to retreat, so probably a bit of a 1-for-1 trade there. Lost a few technicals, taking out a full V is probably quite even. But I'd still favour Fargo's position because these Vs are in the base once again. close down the arms theater, and that's probably... probably GG's, same as we saw in the previous, but Google does have a better chance. He's got a few more technicals, and I think Fargo has a little bit less Vs than we saw in the reverse, and Google still has this supply. Google's trying to trap these Vs as best he can, trying to cause some damage. Got RPGs combined with the technicals, but Fargo back at home will no doubt be preparing the next wave. Okay, that's pretty bad. Losing that tunnel. Fargo's now going to get a forward position with this little bunker thing here. Technical's now coming in. Yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Google. He does have control of the sides, but those tunnels have not been really of any use at all. The RPGs here are going to get cleared up. Massive engagement. All the technicals gone down though, and I think that is it. I think we're headed towards a decider. Who would have thought that from 3-0 up in the beginning to now a 5-5 decider on the horizon? Yeah, so well played to Fargo. He has fought through the storm and managed to get himself a decider. Let's see what the decider is going to be. Okay, Cold Territory and Nuke Mirror. Okay, very interesting. Question is, if you were playing this now, what build order would you be going for? Is it 2 supplies, 2 war factories, or is it 1 war factory helix, something like that? We've got Fargo down in the south with the Cold Territory with the blue China nuke. Then up in the north, we've got China nuke also with the cyan color for Google. Yeah, in case you didn't know, if you want to check if they're nuke or if they're China, if you forgot to see their CC or whatever, you can check that power plant. It does look different. It's got like a slightly wider chimney there, slightly different looking chimney. And yeah, obviously you've got these 2 little chimneys here, where I think on the other one it only has like 1. So yeah, you can tell. I think it's got these things actually. It's got those, whereas China Vanilla does not have it. Just in case you wanted to know a little bit of trivia, or if you wanted to check if your mate or your enemy was China Vanilla or not. This is interesting from Fargo. He's gone for front war factory, and then behind it an airfield. It's still done 2 supplies. Very, very interesting indeed. Whereas Google has gone for double war factory. It's going to be Battlemaster versus Battlemaster here at the front. Now, Fargo's trucks are in closer proximity. And Google can just suicide this Battlemaster and probably take down a truck with it. I think that truck will survive though. I'm not convinced the radiation actually causes much damage, if any, to the Battlemasters of... sorry, the trucks of the nuke. Helix is now revealed. Google does have 1 gap back at home, and 1 truck has gone down so far. Battlemaster over here is going to find the dozer there of Fargo. He does have 1 more in the base. Google now has 2 gats out in total, I think. Battlemaster here will get found by the Helix. I think Fargo's actually not in that bad of a position. With a Helix and with these Battlemasters pushing here, it kind of puts Google in a difficult spot, because you don't know, like, am I making Battlemasters? Am I making Gats? You make too many Battlemasters, the Helix will reap some death down on them. And if you make too many Gats, then the Battlemasters will come in for Fargo. Okay, Fargo trying to preserve the HP on this Helix, because it can go down pretty quick. Fargo is losing trucks, so his economy has been more hurt throughout this set, or throughout this match so far. But Google's truck's going for a little wander around the side there. Not quite sure why they're doing that. Maybe it's not quite the perfect supply. Helix is pretty low, actually. Fargo living a little bit on the edge here. Maybe just wants to pick off one unit before going back. But yeah, if he flies in now, he is 100% committed. Maybe he just feels a little bit under pressure. Oh, if that Helix goes down, that's got to be it. Oh, wow. He just wasted the most expensive unit on the battlefield just to kill one dozer. That's not worth it. Very big risk there from Fargo, and I think that might have cost him the whole set just based on that one move. Everything here at Fargo's is getting stopped, but Google is hunted though. That's one thing. He is hunted now, so Google's just going to be on the 2 war factories, 2 supplies, his power plant for the remainder of the game. But Fargo does have a decent amount of battle masters over here. He's going to continue to push in, but Google does have a battle master. He's got a few gats. Fargo's preparing another helix. Fargo's dropped down another supply. This is very interesting now. I think Fargo can still win, especially if these gats are out of position, which they seem to be. Fargo wants to come in here now and kill as many as many battle masters as possible, really. Well, anything he can do here, like if he takes out a war factory. Ooh, 2 trucks are going down there for Google, and he's also lost. Oh, wow, Fargo. Oh, man. More Helix Micro again. Just throws away the the next most expensive unit on the battlefield. Throws it away again. He's not paying attention to his Helixes, man. Oh, that is a painful watch, because actually with that damage he just caused there was actually pretty decent. Now all of a sudden it's swung in Google's favor once again. Google pushing down the middle. There is tank hunters here for Fargo, as well as a couple of battle masters. He probably will be able to hold this, but the thing is, he's lost his trucks here. He's making even another helix. Maybe Fargo should learn after you've lost the first 2 helixes. Kind of wasted. Maybe just stop making them. maybe Fargo's better on the ground. Maybe he's not meant to be a bird. Fargo's getting wrecked now. He's not collecting on 2 supplies. He's about to not be collecting on the 3rd. He's only got a helix to his name. Battlemaster here is going to get picked off by Google. Google's fully collecting on 4 trucks once again, and the helix is going to come in trying to save these trucks. 1 truck does go down. There's another truck being remade there. Okay, Fargo is slowly making the trucks. Maybe he does have a chance here, but Google... he's got more ground units out, of course, but this Battlemaster here is going to get picked off once again by the helix. Maybe Fargo's going to stabilize here, because he is on the 3 supplies. I think he's been hunted as well, though. So there's 1 war factory, 1 barracks, 1 airfield against 2 war factories of Google. It's basically what it is. Fargo quits, man. Wow. Why did he quit right there? He still had the helix and a few battlmasters. And he had 3 supplies. I think he quit prematurely there. I think he did. Units destroyed. He even destroyed a little bit more. So yeah, I think he quit prematurely. I think Google probably had advantage because he's got 2 war factories. But there's no reason like what... Well, that's the problem, actually. I was going to say with some decent Helix Micro, he probably could have had a decent chance. Like, you want to be moving over the top of the Battlmasters, kill a few Battlmasters, go back, repair if you take any damage from the GATs. Eventually, Google will make some mistakes and he'll send Battlmasters out on their own without any GATs. So that's what Fargo wanted to do, but you can't waste 2 Helixes against a top player like Google and then still expect to win the set. So yeah, what an amazing set, actually. Didn't expect it to go that close to the end. 6-5 in the end for Google. I don't know if this was a sponsored or just a random set or not, but yeah, well played to Google. That's the 2nd set of casted of his and the 2nd win, so very, very well played. And yeah, 6-5 total score. Let me know what you thought of this in the comments, and GG. See you in the next one.